Welcome to another episode of Social PR Secrets, the podcast. My name is Lisa Beyer, and I'll be your host. Today's guest is Dan Clark. He is the CEO of Brain FM. If you haven't heard of Brain FM, I highly recommend you go straight to the App Store and download it. It is my favorite social PR secret when it comes to getting into my creative flow and getting shit done, whether it's during the day or if I'm trying to go to sleep or just relax. They have all different modes, and it's a secret neuroscience type of music that you have to go check out. So enough about that. Today's episode, Dan and I talk about some of the ways that Brain FM has been using social media during COVID and more. He also is going to share with us some of his productivity hacks. This is one of my favorite episodes, so please enjoy. Namaste. Hey, Dan, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. Yourself?
Very good, very good. So super excited to have Dan Clark today, CEO of Brain FM. And Dan and I met at Baby Bathwater Mastermind, where great minds think alike. And I'm just so excited to have you talk about your entrepreneur journey and also the behind the scenes of what's happening at Brain FM. So just tell us a little bit about your background and how you got to where you are today at Brain FM.
Yeah, so my background is I started making websites when I was 13 years old. I started, this was in the time of like MySpace and stuff like that, where I'd go on and make pages and things of that nature. And I got really excited about it because I realized that when I make websites, I could have people in Japan that could see them. And I started doing that for the martial arts school I'm a secondary black belt I was working at. And I started finding that I could use technology to really help people. I was never really good at school because I didn't really have my brain wake up until like 11 or 12 o'clock. My mom used to drag me out of bed, right? Mm-hmm. And I actually dropped out of high school, became a developer, and started using technology to grow and accelerate businesses. At the same time, I was traveling around the world. I kept doing that and became digital director of a company, and had this life or death moment where I actually realized that it's not all about making money. It's also about helping people. What I used to do when I was, teaching martial arts. And I was trying to figure out, like, how can I use technology and how can I help people? And literally at that time, I tried Brain FM for the first time. And as I mentioned, I always had trouble focusing and actually like getting engaged at certain times. When I was a developer, I used to work from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. every single night because that was my flow state. That was my focus time. And Brain FM, I remember using it the first time, and it was like, regularly during the day. And I took my headphones out and I go, holy crap. Like this is going to change the world. And I remember using it tons and tons of times. I called up the company 12 times. I said, I need to work for you guys. And I went from working for free to running the tech team to actually becoming CEO and owning the company. So it's been a wild ride.
That's amazing. So tell us about Brain FM, because I practice meditation. I used to listen to all the soothing music, but tell us about Brain FM and what is different about Brain FM than any other type of music that you would listen to?
Yeah, of course. So Brain FM, we make functional music, which is designed to help you focus, relax, and sleep better on demand. The difference is that most music is curated into like sounding, mixes. So, if you go to Focus Music on Spotify, they basically take already existing music and they say what sounds like focus, and they put it into focus lists. So when you think of relaxing music, you probably think of babbling brooks and you think of chimes and bowls and things like that. But what we try to do is actually take it a step deeper, and we look at how music actually interacts with your brain. So we're building music from the ground up based on neuroscience, and we're adding in different patterns and different kinds of modulations that have real effects in your brain and that can be measured consistently. So we just finished a study with the National Science Foundation where we actually can see that in the first 5 minutes when you're listening to Brain FM, we redirect blood flow in your brain to different regions of your brain to trigger enhanced focus, relaxation, or sleep, depending on what modality you're choosing. And what we're trying to do is pair what music is supposed to sound like, but what it's actually doing in your brain to give you enhanced mental states on demand and allows you to tap in those whenever you want to.
I mean, when I use Brain FM, when I'm working, writing, doing anything creative, the productivity is like unbelievable. And you almost like, you don't even realize how much time has gone by, and you look at how much you got done. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I know there's like definitely a huge difference for me. I use it every day. So we were just talking before we started the recording about what is happening at Brain FM today. During this time when we're doing this interview, we're like, during COVID, and COVID's been a reset for a lot of brands. So tell us about what's happening now, like with Brain FM.
Yeah, of course. So, the first response to COVID was when it was all starting and happening. Our first response was, how can we help? How can we help people in our community? And how can we also help people that may never heard of Brain FM, but we don't want it to be like a marketing piece or anything like that. We just want to give. I believe that when you give and when you help enough people, it always come back in the end. So what we did is we said, okay, how can we, one, add communications on how to better use this from working from home? So we kind of changed that. And then second, we also did these YouTube lives where we did these guided group focus sessions. And it was funny because it all came out of our office, which is normally in New York City. We all dispersed around the country to, go back and escape the city. And I wanted to find a way for us all to be in the same place and also have that focus. So I started doing these group focus sessions. And what we're doing is we're doing our focus music with the patterns and different kinds of modulations, but then also relax music. So you're doing almost like Pomodoro techniques where you're deep focused, then relax, and then deep focus again. And some of my own employees were like, I didn't know you could do Brain FM this way. And I realized that probably not a lot of people do. And I just emailed our whole list. We said, hey, come on in, we're doing this. And we committed to it for twice a week. And it's been really amazing. Not only have we learned so much more about how people use Brain FM and the challenges that they're facing in working from home, and we're kind of developing our next product because of that. But then two is we've actually had more and more people sign up for Brain FM because they've had a taste of it. And they're like, this is amazing. I need to have more of this. So it's been something where, again, we were truly just trying to give as much as we can. And now we've had more people sign up, and Brain FM is growing tremendously because of it. So it's been fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. So in case people don't know, explain the Pomodoro method, because I use it and combine.
Yeah, of course. So Pomodoro, there's so many different productivity techniques. And a lot of those actually surround about how you're structuring success, how you're structuring your work sprints. So Brain FM is a tool which I believe is more so to guide you in these things. So again, you're trying to get into deep focus. You put on this great background noise and you jump in. However, if you have that tool and you use it in the best way, you're gonna have more success. So Pomodoro is a technique where you basically work for 25 minutes on, you take a 5-minute break, and then you do it again. 25 minutes on, 5-minute break, 25 minutes. If you do more than 4 sessions, you're supposed to take a 20-minute break. In our guided focuses, what we're actually doing is we're giving everyone 5 minutes of ideation. So we have some ideation music, which is like creative music. And you're made to say, okay, set your goals. What are you going to accomplish during this time? And then write it down. And then we dive into a focus mix. And then we're going into a relax break. We still have that break. And then we dive back into focus. And the results have been incredible. Not only have we all been doing it, but we're all saying a lot of our users that, again, I think that the new things that we're learning is how can we better equip people to use Brain FM in the best way possible. And that's kind of how I'm seeing it. So like Brain FM is like a really great knife, but if you don't know how to use the knife in chopping onions, then you're not a better chef. And that's what we're trying to equip people with.
Right. So we're here talking about social PR secrets. So how is Brain FM using social and PR during this time to leverage and get the word out?
Yeah, so we've been doing a lot of social on just sharing, on YouTube and the different kinds of mediums that we're doing these different kinds of free services and resources. From then, we've been able to leverage PR. So we're getting people that are sharing this with people and then they go, hey, I actually write for Engadget or whatever it may be, and are putting us in articles about this is a tool that you can use. So, part of, I guess, everything that we're doing is to create more buzz and more, communication, which is helping us get more PR pieces from it.
And the thing that I love about PR is that what I think that people need to understand, and you're doing exactly that, is it's all about giving. I mean, it's not like, oh, will you do an article for me? Like, it's like you're giving and giving and giving, and then these journalists are finding out about you, and your audience is finding out about you. It's all about the give.
Mm-hmm. Totally. Yeah. And we've now tried to say, okay, how can we give even more to be able to, keep this going? So it's been fun.
So we were also talking about Brain FM, like currently, like some things that you're working on for the future. Can you talk a little bit about that? Tell us some of the secrets that are happening behind Brain FM.
Yeah, of course. So, some of the things I'm really excited for is some of the technology that we're encompassing and moving into more of the apps. So we have brand new apps being released, and by the time this probably airs, they'll probably be live on our app store. But we're actually taking some of the things that we're learning in these guided focus sessions and actually putting those into the apps. So people are going to start being able to say, I want to do, a guided focus, kind of like guided meditation or guided sleep. So we're doing a lot of that stuff. We're also investigating different ways to give people more of indicators of what focus is to them. So what's cool about it is because this is science-based and because we have a physical effect on your brain, we can actually measure that by I'm forgetting the word actually, but your heart rate variance, that's the word. So okay. How your heart is pumping is actually an indicator of what state you're in. So we're starting to hook up wearables and we're starting to create specific programs on, hey, Lisa, this is your focus zone. And you not only have been trying to work and focus, but you actually have been working here this time. What are other things that you've been doing that is making you successful? So we're really trying to pair, again, all these things together to help people be successful and be able to do what they want to do. So
we'll get basically analytics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So will it be like maybe with a Fitbit or with Apple Watch where you'll be able to integrate it?
Yeah, so we're actually going to do all of the different wearables, and people will have to, integrate, and learn about them. It's stuff that we're still working on. So you can see, like, if you can see my video, I have an Oura Ring on right now. And we're starting to figure out how to create these and put these in our products. And part of it is also, on the PR piece is like, we already have all of these different wearables that everyone are using, and we can start integrating these into it. Those companies will probably share us with them and, vice versa. And I think that's going to be a great relationship.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it sounds like my favorite word is optimization, and Brain FM is just adding to like optimizing, your brain or optimizing your health, optimizing your work. Like it's contributing to all these different ways that you're optimizing your wellness, right?
Totally. That's 100%. We're trying to allow people to be their best self, and everyone, I think everyone wants to improve. So that's what we're trying to enable people to jump into and allow themselves to unlock.
So my other book that I wrote is Digital Detox Secrets, and I included Brain FM all throughout the different chapters. And Digital Detox Secrets is, all about balancing your work and your personal life in this digital world. So besides Brain FM, what are some of your digital detox secrets? Like, what do you do to decompress, and what are some secrets that you can share in your day or your health and wellness?
Yeah, of course. So I think one big thing that is important is journaling. I'm a very big person on just taking a journal out and writing down, and not being on Google spreadsheets or any kind of thing on your computer, because there's a distraction. Another thing I've been doing specifically now with everything that's happening in the world is detoxing myself from news outlets and opening up my phone when I wake up in the morning or before I go to bed. I'm a big Reddit user. That's my social media, I guess. And so I would be watching all the news and all the political stuff. And then I find myself not only not going to sleep, but also when I'm waking up, instead of actually getting into the zone, I would be still thinking about that stuff in the back of my mind. So I've been really, I've actually don't even put my phone next to me anymore. I put it completely in another room, put the alarm on. It makes me get out of bed. And it feels like I've been able to double my productivity without just having all that other stuff in my head.
Yeah, definitely. So speaking of that, like what's the best way to use Brain FM when you're sleeping? If
Sure.
you're
So
not
the
going to have
best,
your,
yeah, the best way, you can use it on your phone and just have it next to your bed. I highly recommend using it off a Bluetooth speaker though, and just pairing it with a Bluetooth speaker, putting on a sleep music that you like and enjoy, and just having it be background noise. One of the new product enhancements that we're doing is actually going to start learning about how you sleep. So if you're a light sleeper, if you're a heavy sleeper, what kind of music means sleep to you, so that people can have all the things that they associate with sleep, but also have the science, the technology behind it. And that's stuff that we're going to be releasing soon, which I'm excited about.
oh, that's cool. So I haven't tried the Bluetooth speaker yet, but I did try it with like the headphones that you're wearing now, and
Okay, yeah.
it ends up not working because it's like kind of uncomfortable. But I saw something
Yeah.
on Amazon where it's like a headband. Have you seen that? Where it's like the audio that you sleep with on a headband. So that I guess like you're the only one hearing it.
I've seen there's a few of those that work pretty well. For me, any kind of headbands, because I move a lot at night, they actually come off.
Okay.
So I think it's just finding out what works best for you. It's like those masks. Sometimes people love to sleep with those blackout masks,
Yeah.
and some people don't. So it just comes down to personal preference and whatever allows you to sleep better.
Yeah. So you were talking about journaling, and from the couple baby bathwater trips I've been on with you, I've seen your journal, and like it's like very meticulous. Is there a certain brand of journal, the journal that you use, isn't it? Do you have it?
Yeah.
Do you have it right there?
So I have a few different notebooks actually. So I have a Moleskine, which is just a regular notebook that has dots and stuff. I also like the Best Self journals, which are fantastic, and those are really for goal setting. I am a big believer on unprompted journaling and prompted journaling. So Best Self is more of like, what goals do you want to achieve? How do you want to achieve them? What are you going to do? And sometimes I wake up with my Moleskine and I just literally say, what do I need to do today? And out of that comes all these things. Or what are the things, like I just try to ask myself like these deep questions that don't have a yes or no. And I find that from that, I learn more about myself, but also have more action items on what I have to do, which allows me to just like go and crush the day.
Yeah. So you also shared with me, if you can share with everybody, your system. Like I was so intrigued by your system of like you would fit when you get to the end of your journal, then you like go back and start a new one. You like bring everything forward. Like, can you explain that?
Yeah. So, I haven't talked about this in a little bit. So basically what I'll have is you'll see like different kinds of tabs and things like that on my journal. What I do is as I complete a journal, I'll be adding stickies to it. And what I do is I try to save certain things. So I'll take all of that stuff. Nowadays, I actually give it to my EA to type up and to organize for me. What I used to do is actually go through the entire journal and say, what are the things that I was able to do that don't apply anymore? And I just take a big Sharpie and I like cross out the page. And the things that, that was a really good idea, but I never got to it, I add to a new journal, a new page. And then what happens is all of the stuff that I learned and some of the things that were still important, I'm able to like keep record of. And the things that were no longer applicable or things that I was able to, cross off, I'm able to put the journal away and not have to feel like I have to go back, 3 years later. So a lot of it is, some of these journals I've been working on probably for the last 3 years, even though I've only had this journal for 2 months now or so.
So do you just have, how many journals do you have going at once? 2, you said, or?
I have 2. Yeah.
Yeah. And you keep your journals.
I do. It's not necessary because again, I'm keeping them all up to date from all the past journals. A trick is that someone told me a long time ago was when you do journal, you want to pretend that it's only for you. So it's not like if someone finds your journal and reads it should be your confidant and be an extension of your mind, just like your phone is today.
Yeah.
And so part of me, even though I do that, I don't know, it's just nice to have like, hey, this is all the work that I've done and have it in a place.
Yeah. Well, if you can see back there, those are like all my past journals for the past like 4 years or
Oh,
something.
wow. Great.
I don't keep them purposely like, and there's not an order to them or anything. And I don't have a system like yours at all. I just like, when I get to the end of my journal, I get to the next one. It's like my to-do
That's
list.
okay too.
Yeah. But it's just funny, like, because we're going to be, we just sold our house and I had to like get everything cleaned up. So I was looking through some of the journals and it's like looking at a diary, you know, like from 2 years ago, you're like, oh yeah, like that person. Or I have to like, since I wasn't bringing it forward like you were, like I like discovered like these old contacts and like things that I should like look into. So it's kind of cool to look back like a diary, a work diary, basically.
You know, it's funny. It's like very therapeutic, I find. So I really enjoy it because I look at where was I a month ago, and what are the things that I learned, and part of like transferring it over is it feels like you're like organizing your mind. You're like, yep, this is good, or oh, this isn't important, and then I'm able to like file those away and not have to worry about them. But yeah, I love looking back and be like, where was I 2 years ago? Oh yeah, this place, you know. So it's
Yeah.
fun.
I mean, you know, you talk about like depression and anxiety is like at its, you know, heightened right now more than ever with so many people. And I mean, journaling is a way to reduce the anxiety and, you know, avoid depression, and getting it out, you know, is like something that I think is like super important, especially in what we're going through today. And it doesn't look like it's going to go away anytime soon.
Yeah, you know, I've been trying to treat today's events kind of like the Ralph Waldo Emerson, I think that's his name, where he went to a cabin in the woods for a month by himself, and that's where all of his greatest works came from. And while I don't think I'm on the same level of him, and I'm not comparing myself to him, you know, for a lot of people, I think that, you know, there's always the way to look at it. And we're in the situation we're in. There's so many things we can't control, but the one thing we can is choose to control our brains and our thoughts. And I think part of that, I don't know, I guess that the tools in your wheelhouse to do that are tools like Brain FM, but they're also like journaling and being able to write down and being able to vent out what you're doing, you know, with friends, loved ones, but also like, you know, writing them down. It's really important.
So journaling, it really is a digital detox.
100%.
Yeah.
For sure.
Without,
Yeah.
You know, without using digital. And Brain FM is like a digital detox, but using digital. So it's like you got the best of both worlds going on there.
100%. Yeah. It's a technology solution to technology.
Do you have any other like favorite brands or books or, you know, sources that you subscribe to, if it's a blog or something where you kind of where do you get your inspiration or feel good?
Yeah, you know, I really enjoy books on habits and habit creation. So Atomic Habits is fantastic. Book I'm reading right now is The Motivation Manifesto by Brendon Burchard. Great book. You know, I'm always trying to, I like to have physical books, which I guess is another digital detox thing. Because I find that when I'm on digital things, it reminds me of other digital things that I have to do or whatever. Even when I tried Kindle out for a long time, and I'd be like, what's this word? And I'd click it and it'd be like, oh, this is the word. I'm like, cool. Oh, what about this? And then I would just end up being on the internet anyway. So it's really it's really helpful just to have like physical books, which I really enjoy. Anything that's in personal development or, you know, something that's, you know, pushing you to become better is I love doing.
Do you do yoga, or what are some of the ways that you stay fit?
Yeah, so now I've been doing a lot of HIIT workouts on YouTube. There is a few ones that I follow. They're just 15 or 20 minutes, so it's not this thing that I have to spend an hour or 2 hours working out. So I love those. I've also been doing more yoga and more meditation now than ever before. So a lot of times I wake up in the morning and I'll put on some meditation stuff inside of Brain FM and just sit. And I think, again, now more than ever, it's just really important to control ourselves and control our mind. So that's been fantastic. And then pairing that with yoga, it's great. I don't think I've ever been this flexible before. And I didn't realize how not flexible I was until I started it during this time. So it's been fun.
Yeah, I think one of the things that people automatically think with yoga is that it has to be a huge time commitment. You know, typical yoga classes are 90, so they're supposed to be 90 minutes, but now there's 60-minute versions, there's 30-minute versions, but I've been doing a lot of yoga on YouTube as well, and just the 10-minute, 15-minute versions are totally fine. Like, it's better to do that than nothing. That's what I found.
Yeah,
You know?
especially sitting all day. Like I think a lot of people are sitting more than ever. I used to walk a mile to work and back every day, and my lower back has killed me. And then I started doing yoga and doing lower back exercises, and that's what turned me on to the whole thing. Wow, there's so much here, and it's been a lot of fun to grow in this time, I guess.
Definitely, definitely. So, any last words of wisdom for entrepreneurs and out there that are listening that can gain something?
Yeah, I mean, I always say that finding your passion is where all things come from. And if you have a hard time finding passion, it's really tracing what you're curious from. So, what are the things that you actually want to learn about? What are the things you actually want to improve? And if you find that there's enough curiosity there, that usually can drive passion and then drive into, what you're looking to grow and do. And that's what we're all trying to do here.
Awesome. So if people want to follow you on social or get in touch with you, where's the best place to do that?
So if people want to get in touch with me, the best way is probably just dan@brain.fm. So they can reach out to me there. I do have some social channels, but I kind of keep those private. We should probably chat about that at another time, Lisa. But you feel free to reach out to me and look forward to hearing from anyone.
Yeah, we can follow Brain FM on Instagram and Facebook.
Totally. Yeah, that's Brain FM app or just Brain FM. And we come right up.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Dan, for joining us. It's been awesome.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Cool. Thank you. So we can just keep chatting for a second if you're good with that.
Yeah. I'm fine.
Yeah. So thank you so much. There's one thing I thought of about Ojai that we didn't, I was just wondering if you'd be interested in doing something where we could, let's say we want to do an article on sleep. Like, is that something that you guys would be interested in, like providing like a guest post article on?
Yeah, totally.
And then like obviously link you as the source, link Brain FM as the source. But I was just looking on your site, you had the sleep report. So I was just thinking, is that something that we could use as a base?
The sleep report? Well, I don't even know. Yeah, I mean, if I'm happy to do it. I'm not involved in everything, but I'm happy to facilitate that. Okay. Where are you looking for, on Instagram or on our website?
There is a sleep report on your website.
Oh, on the science section?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we can totally make an article for that. That's no problem. We're actually trying to work on a blog and some resources too, so I'm happy to do that.
So who would I talk to on your team if we wanted to do that, let's say for June?
If you shoot me an email, then I can probably better connect you with probably Steve for now. I'm hiring a growth director, so that may change. But yeah, I can hook you up with the right person for that.
Okay, great.
Or maybe I'll even do it,
Yeah. So yeah, I'll send you an email kind of like recapping what we talked about with Ojai. Maybe I'll just like loop in Michael too, just to connect everybody and so that we're all on the same page as far as like the affiliate stuff.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Happy to do that.
Yay. Okay. Well, big virtual hugs. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, this has been fun. It's good seeing your face. It's kind of funny, like, I feel like everything's moving super fast and super slow at the same time. So it's really great to like see like, good friends' faces and catch up, because I feel like I'm almost getting a friend detox too, which is good and bad like at the same time. So
yeah, I never thought of it that way. It is definitely a friend's detox. Yeah, for sure. For the good and bad, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So maybe we'll do a Zoom call with Will one day next week, and just like.
I would love that. I'd love to catch up. I'd love to talk about some things.
Happy hour.
Yeah, let's do that. Well, I just got some hard kombucha actually, which I'll save for that. That sounds fun.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to talk to Will Friday, and I'll figure out a date for next week for us to meet on Zoom.
Cool. I look forward to it.
All right. Awesome. Have a great rest of the day.
All right, you too. Cheers.
Bye. Cheers. Thank you for listening to this episode of Social PR Secrets. If you like what you heard, check out the book on Amazon or follow our blog at socialprsecrets.com. This episode was sponsored by The Buyer Group, a social PR agency striving to keep our balance in the digital world, practicing public relations, social media, and search marketing, while occasionally drinking a glass of wine or two for the best creativity and results. Thank you all for tuning in. If you would like to get a free chapter of Social PR Secrets, go to socialprsecrets.com/free.